Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News, episode 10. I am Chris here, as always, with
Mike. I don't know why I said my name like that. I don't know. I need to work on that. I had a lot of caffeine today.
Mike. This is episode 10.
Episode 10. So there's not only do we have one digit, now we have to write two digits down. Wow.
A lot of extra work I have to do now.
You know what it means. We've gotten so far in this podcast. It's time to reboot it.
Yes.
Call it a new name. Get some new actors in here that know what they're doing.
So what are we going to call it?
I'll think about that through this show. What would we if we rebooted this? What would we call it? I think our names get progressively better and better as we go from here. So spoilers for things and stuff that are related to comics and pop culture and sci-fi. And did I miss anything?
You missed Pikachu.
I don't know many Pokemon spoilers, but yeah.
Pikachu.
So we're starting the show off, episode 10. We made it this far. We have over 200 likes on Facebook. Thank you very much. We're very appreciative of that. I don't know why you like us, but I'm not going to question it. Thank you. It's and we keep going up and up from there. Subscribers, thank you so much. And you keep us going for sure.
Ow.
Chris has just injured himself. Who knew podcasting would be so dangerous? I didn't choose this life.
Always podcast with protection, kids.
Always cover your room in styrofoam before you podcast. It could get a little rowdy.
That needs to be my life.
So let's catch up on some stuff. We haven't talked to each other, so we'll tell us story time. I think it's been long enough where we have stories. I had a great weekend last weekend. As I've said previously, I think on the show, there's a town next to me called Lenox, where I'm in Western Massachusetts, so all the rich people from Boston, New York City, they like to travel up to Lenox and spend their money for the summer. Plus side of that is there's a concert venue. It's similar to like SPAC or CMAC or Darien Lake, any one of those concert venues, called Tanglewood, where the Boston Symphony Orchestra hangs out for the entire summer. They also have other concerts there, like Train, Earth, Wind, and Fire was there. They pull in a big crowd every year, but they do something there like every night. Well, I happen to find out that John Williams was performing, and it was his movie night, a bunch of songs from Star Wars, and I had to go. I heard he does this every year. This is the only place he does this once a year. So I went, and it was crazy. Like, usually when you go to the lawn of a concert, like you buy lawn seats, there's people passed out just in their own vomit in the grass and just littered like beer cans everywhere. It's like the beginnings. It's like the D-Day scene of I don't know, that movie with Tom Hanks about war.
Any World War II movie?
Yeah, any World War II movie. Yeah, any D-Day scene of the real D-Day. Let's just go the real D-Day. That's what it looks like, of just partiers everywhere. But this one is a little different. It was Star Wars night, obviously, or movie night for John Williams. Most of the people there, I don't think, knew who John Williams was, besides the fact that he does movies and stuff. But like every 30 or 40 people, you'd see a hardcore Star Wars fan there, and we'd all be wearing our T-shirts. So we'd give each other like a nod from across the ocean of old rich people, and you'd acknowledge each other there for supporting Star Wars. And it was weird because like all the people would bring like tables and section off like 10 by 10 areas for themselves, and they'd have candlesticks, like with actual candles. They'd light candles, and they have like silver vases with flowers in them and stuff. It was the most bizarre. It was the most legit way to sit in the lawn at a concert. Like they brought their living rooms with them. It was nuts.
So people are having a tea party on the lawn.
Yeah, and they brought like cheese plates, and they're slicing not those blocks of cheddar and whatever that shit is, but they had like these cheeses were like in triangle chunks, so they're legit. As you can tell, I'm not used to this lifestyle at all, so I was just there for John Williams. So the first half, they dedicated it to flight in movies, like flying. They did a bunch of John Williams songs, obviously E.T. They ended on Superman because if you remember that tagline for the original Superman film was "You'll believe a man can fly." And oh man, they started playing that music, and I was believing that I could fly. Like it was a good time. They ended
Might have
on
been the acid.
it might have been the acid that I got off the hippie on the lot of the concert, but they ended on Superman, and then John Williams came out after the intermission, and he talked about a story how he got permission from J.J. Abrams to bring all the footage from The Force Awakens cut into like a film reel while he was playing the intro songs and stuff, and it was fantastic. He played Luke and Leia's theme. He played Princess Leia theme. He did Binary Sunset. If anybody knows they're the most they're all the iconic Star Wars songs that you'll remember. Obviously, the Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme. He played that. Everybody lost their shit. It was weird because he played Rey's theme, and I was like freaking out for Rey's theme, and he got some clap and cheering, but then he played Imperial March, and it was like all these old people were losing their shit over it. It was like it was so crazy. It was good to see them getting into it. But he's like, I think he's got to be early 80s, late 70s. But even like I wasn't even on stage conducting, and I was sweating my ass off just watching him. Like I don't know how this guy's doing it. He's wearing a full blown suit, and he's just killing it right now. He walked off stage a couple times and came back and did like 2 or 3 encores. The last being he just kept pulling out these books of sheet music, and he pulls one out and he goes, he picks up the mic and he goes, "Want to hear some music from Harry Potter?" And then everybody started freaking out, and they played the Harry Potter theme, and that's what he ended on. But
that's cool.
So cut to the next day, I wake up in the morning, all the comic book news sites I go to, Nerd News, and I see that he did an interview at Tanglewood confirming that he is about to do the music for Star Wars 8. And it wasn't confirmed yet, but he is confirmed doing the music for Star Wars 8, and he said it at Tanglewood during an interview, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that was my weekend. You'll definitely have to come out and experience that because it's only like 10 minutes away from my home.
One of these days, and one of these years, I'm going to do it.
One of these years. So what about you, Chris? So what's going on in the life of Chris Runt? Let's hear it.
Last weekend, I went to Nickel City Comic Con in Buffalo.
Ooh, Comic-Con season is upon us.
It was really good, especially for a local con. Anyone in the Western New York area, I highly recommend going to it next year. I had a lot of fun. Girlfriend's first con, she had a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah, bought her a zombie Belle poster.
Oh, really?
Beauty and the Beast.
That's pretty awesome.
Met Neil Adams. Got a signed copy of Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
That's very cool.
I'm zoning on his name, but the guy who does the covers for Marvel Zombies was there.
Oh, really?
Talked to him. I got a few prints, a couple for me. One of Jane Silent Bob as a zombie. One was I forget the issue of Secret Wars, Marvel Zombies it was, but it was the Secret Wars cover zombified. I can't talk today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, of course, I got you a nice zombie Batman.
Yes, that's the only reason I asked Chris this question, because I want to know what he got me at this con. Actually,
and then I got our local comic shop a print of the Tick as a zombie.
The Tick as a zombie. Wow, that's there's a very cult following for the Tick.
Yeah, it was just cool enough that I had to get it for him.
That's awesome.
And
Great.
Met the comic book men.
Yeah?
They were all 4 of them were there. I was surprised because I'm a big listener of Tom, Steve, Dave, and Walt, who's in
Walt Flanagan.
Comic Book Men. Doesn't really do cons. Doesn't like to go out. Doesn't like the limelight. So it was really cool that he was there.
That's awesome.
And
were
then
they cool dudes? You get to talk to them a little bit?
A little bit. Ming was the one who talked the most. Like he was really interactive with all the
He seems
everybody
like
there.
he's the one that gets the most excited about it because like he's kind of like the outcast of the crew. He's like
Yeah.
everyone makes fun of him.
The other guys kind of were like they were there, they were polite, they were nice, but they almost seemed like I don't know. You can tell that those three weren't guys that were like actively looking to get famous, and they kind of feel
Yeah.
like they don't. I don't want to make it sound negative, but it seemed like they felt they didn't really deserve the attention they were getting, so they were kind of a little bit like, they're thank you, thanks for supporting the show, we appreciate it, but not much past that.
Yeah, I mean it's what it
Um,
is. I mean, if you just like doing your thing and now you're like you get thrown into
yeah,
stardom, it gets annoying sometimes, I guess.
I mean, I say that knowing damn well that if it was me in those shoes, I'd be the same way. I'd be very like, thank you. And probably not say much because I'd be like, what am I going to say to you?
Yeah, like you listen
Um,
to us talk and hang out at a comic book shop, like
yeah, it's different when you're by yourself at home or with your friends at home talking.
yeah.
And then, I mean, you know this about me. I have like an obsession with General Grievous from Star
Yeah.
Wars. Um, I just always thought he was a really cool character design and just an interesting character that I wish they did more with. Um, and the voice of General Grievous was at the show, so I got this nice little
Very
signed
cool.
picture. It was really,
Awesome. So is that the voice for Clone Wars? Like was he in the movie and the cartoon?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, awesome.
And he's an actor, or I mean, I'm sorry, he was a worker at the Lucas Ranch.
Oh, awesome.
So we were kind of, he's sharing stories with me about that. And then I'm trying to look up his name because I feel bad I don't remember it. But we got the news right around that time that the guy who was in the R2D2, I'm sorry,
Oh.
I'm trying
Oh,
to.
the actor from
Yeah, the
R2D2.
actor who was in R2D2 had passed away.
Yeah.
So he started sharing stories about him, about how nice of a guy he was. I feel really bad. I can't remember.
Kenny Baker.
Kenny Baker. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm looking up on my phone trying to figure it out. And so that was really cool. And he was super nice too, because when I told him basically what I said to you, like, I've always loved General Grievous. I thought he's a cool design, cool character. Yeah. Even though the prequels weren't my favorite, I still really love that character, and I love Clone Wars.
That's cool.
And he was really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine he gets, anyone
Shit
involved
on
with the prequels get shit on.
Yeah. Poor guy.
And wasn't a ton in the way of local creators, but I did get to meet a man named Will Rodriguez.
Uh-huh.
And he has a book, Supernatural Event.
Ooh, I like that cover.
I'm sorry, Supernal Event.
Oh, okay.
I had Supernatural in my head.
I took your word for it.
Yeah. So he has this book. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but he was a really good guy, really nice guy. We talked for a little bit. If you go to creativezenith.com, that's where he sells all of his merch and the book and everything. He literally does everything on that book. He wrote the script, he drew everything, did all the penciling, inking, coloring.
That's
it's
awesome.
Literally a one-man show. So,
well, I'd like to get him on the show if we could.
I talked to him a little bit. I'm going to read the book. I don't want to say anything because then I have to do it, but I have some plans involving it, and I got to contact him. So we'll see, but
keep it a surprise because
for now, check out the book because he was a super nice guy and seems like a really hard worker.
Yeah, there's always that section in the cons that they're the guys who couldn't afford the expensive boots, but it's always a guy sitting there like poured his heart and soul into a comic book, doing the art, doing the writing. He has 2 or 3 issues out, and he's
those are like the guys I love to talk to.
Yeah, and they're always like some are ridiculous comics too about like one I purchased was like the founding fathers going through time and like I don't know, fighting Nazis or something. They're always ridiculous, but
It's
they're
fantastic.
yeah, they're like they're always fun and enjoyable books, and they're always cool people to talk to because they had a dream and they're trying to make it work.
Yeah, and I can always tell which one of them is has a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because of how they interact with you and how they present themselves. Because sometimes you
Mhm.
get a guy who just seems like you get different types, but you get guys like Will who just was really outgoing, nice to talk to, and was really like passionate about his book. I've come across guys who were really shy and didn't say much and kind of didn't try to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah,
And I
they
get
can't
that that
just
might be
bring
a
a book there.
personality, but it's hard to, people like me will walk up and just like, hey, what's
Yeah,
your book? But not a lot of people are like that.
yeah, you got to market yourself.
And then I've come across the unfortunate few who just are pissed off at the world because they're not working at Marvel or DC because they're better
Yeah,
than everybody at Marvel and DC.
yeah, you get those guys.
Those guys I just ignore.
Okay,
But
that
definitely
sounds
good,
like,
worth going to.
yeah. I thought if I had time, I would have went out there. I'll have to try to get there next year. So we got some news to talk about. It's not very, you know, very often we get to talk about Star Wars until the Star Wars movie hits. Then there's Star Wars news everywhere. The Rogue One trailer though that dropped during the Olympics,
That awesome trailer.
dude. Gareth Edwards, is that the director? That guy, he can do some shots, man. Holy crap! Some of those,
Yeah, it seemed like he made a World War II Saving Private Ryan style movie.
dude. But
It's
the
Star
like
Wars.
with the Star Destroyer coming out of the shadow of the Death Star, like, dude,
Yeah,
and the rocket shot like at the AT-AT, like you're on the ground, the ground force fighting the AT-AT, like, damn.
at the AT&T.
Then the friggin' Donnie Yen just being a badass, like taking on like 30 stormtroopers with his wooden sword. Just awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this movie.
And then they did the whole Jaws ending where the first trailer we got to hear Darth Vader's breathing. Second trailer we got to see the back of his head. The next trailer we're gonna see we got to see something.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
I
know.
better see something.
They just show his fist clenched or something, like he does when he's talking, because he has to like orchestrate with his hands because you can't see his facial expressions.
It's true though.
Yeah, no, that's really how it goes. If you pay attention, he does a lot of movement with his hands. I'm so excited for that movie. I cannot wait.
I'm so excited for everything that has Star Wars on it.
Yeah, that too. And I was talking about the other day. I really hope Star Wars 8 just opens up with Chewie getting a medal. Like, Star Wars opens, right? And Chewie was injured, so he's getting like a Purple Heart or something. That's how it needs to open up, because he was injured in battle. You give him a friggin' medal, right? It's got to be.
Just trying to make up for Return of the Jedi.
And he's got and they give they give Han Solo a medal and they put it on his grave, and Chewie's just standing there like all sad. He finally got a medal, but was it really worth it because now his best friend's dead? And see, they should just let me write this movie, because like that's how I would open it
pulls
up.
out a lightsaber.
Yeah, and he just starts cutting people's heads off, and he just fuck you, Empire. Just takes them all out on his own, and then like he just flies away with the Millennium Falcon. This would be the fourth Death Star blows up, and that's how you end it. That's how you end it. Maybe I shouldn't write these things.
First there was a Death Star.
Yeah.
Then there was Starkiller Base.
Yeah.
This one's a whole universe.
Yeah. The whole universe they were in was a Death Star. It was a Death Galaxy or something.
It just doesn't zoom out. Like,
Yeah, they zoom out. They were in it the whole time and never knew.
just comes out of a toilet of the Death Star.
We were in a Death Star within a Death Star.
Oh my god, that'd be I would give him so much credit for balls on that one.
Death Galaxy, they'd call it Death Galaxy. Oh man. See, just take our ideas. They're free. So I saw that Henry Cavill tweeted a picture of his new suit, which, surprise, surprise, we've heard about him getting the black and silver Superman suit.
Yeah, they're doing a Death Superman storyline. Who could have thought of that?
Yeah, but it's like people shit on me on the internet because I was like, they're all excited about it. Like, yeah, we're getting the suit, yeah, and I responded with like, everybody's been complaining about a dark Superman. He literally puts him in a costume that like absorbs all spectrums of light. It's a black costume, and you're all loving it all of a sudden. Like Zack Snyder took your Batman or took your Superman and made him as dark as he could go. Like, and they're like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, whatever. I can't win on the internet anymore.
No matter what, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're always wrong. But it's like they think they're going to get the Death of Superman storyline. It's going to be like Superman controlled by Darkseid or something crazy like that, where he's just killing people.
God, I hope so, because that was the Earth 2 storyline recently, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Like, oh yeah, you turn him into a villain, he starts snapping people's necks, and everybody's fine with it. You know, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, I would cheer it.
Yeah, yeah, you snapped those necks.
I'd be the only one in the theater. Everyone else would be like, "What the fuck happened to my Superman?" Like, yeah,
you kill him. You kill him, Clark. You kill him. Yeah, so that happened. We get carried away sometimes, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. And then I mentioned as well, like, oh, maybe we'll finally get to see the blue and red energy suit Superman. And they're like, eat shit and die, man. Like, you don't know. Oh, I hope to God we don't see those suits. And I'm like, whoa, like, all right, relax. I'm just saying it would be cool. Like, I don't know. During the whole Rock of Ages run, he becomes Blue Superman. Like, what the hell's wrong with that? Whatever. I won't get into the argument. There's a lot of conflict between nerds all the time, and it's just never ending.
Hopefully it's good.
Let's
keep saying that.
Yeah, I know. If we keep saying that, maybe someone will hear us.
Eventually, they will be good.
Suicide Squad hit 500 million. Was it yesterday? Worldwide?
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
They had the same drop-off that Batman v Superman had.
Yeah, and everybody's like, oh, it's going to be #1 again this weekend. I'm like, but what movies are really there to compete with?
I mean, it was #1, but it still had the 66% drop-off in sales. Yeah. Huge. And the fact that it's not playing in China is pretty big, too.
Yeah, that's going to kill us. So I saw a trailer that dropped a couple days ago that involved Adam West and Burt Ward. It is the new cartoon movie called Batman: The Return of the Caped Crusader.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. It's on our YouTube channel currently.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Batman, it's Adam West and Burt Ward doing the voices and the costumes, but it's a cartoon version of 60s Batman, and the actress who played Catwoman is doing a voice too. Ward does not sound like Robin at all anymore. He's trying, and I don't even care. I'm pre-ordering that as soon as I can, and I'm watching the crap out of it. Adam West, it kind of opens up with them. They're like tied up on a TV dinner tray.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more 60s Batman than that, and Adam West is kind of like, this is one time when I'd wish we'd have dessert first, and it's like, oh my God. I'm like, Adam West, I love it.
I just love this little line where he goes, "We smell delicious."
And then he pulls out it breaks like the fourth wall, and he pulls out the DVD like out of the sludge, whatever's in the TV dinner tray. He's like, "We need to inform the fans." And it's like, what? I was like, I could watch this for hours. I don't even care. I'm so excited. And apparently it's part 1 of 2, I think.
That would be it should be part 1 of 100. Like, dude, I'd never stop making these movies.
Like, keep doing it as long as they're still alive. Just keep doing it. Come on, they're not doing anything else. And I listen. I need this after The Killing Joke. I need this movie in my life.
Yeah, I really need DC animated movies to be good again because
Yeah,
that was
I
like our
just
saving grace. It's like,
yeah
well,
yeah.
the movies in the
Now I'm
theater
just
suck, but at least the
yeah.
animated movies are
Yeah.
good.
Now I'm just down to the comics. I'm like, well, now everything else sucks, but I got the comics still. So um yeah, I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be so good. And they talk about themselves too. They're like, and with returning Adam West and Burt Ward, they're like, and don't forget the actress of Catwoman. I'm like, oh my god, this is I had my wallet out and I was throwing it at the screen, and it was awesome.
Why won't you take my money?
It won't fit in the computer. Take it. Yeah, apparently you can't. I can't fit my wallet into my USB drive on my laptop. Who knew?
Just put one of those credit card chip machines on our laptops.
And start swiping it. Yeah. So I saw a movie last weekend. I heard you saw it too. Sausage Party.
I did indeed.
It's very bizarre when you ask for, you say 2 tickets to Sausage Party, please, to the ticket attendant at the movie theater.
It's even weirder when your girlfriend says to you, "Oh yeah, so next weekend we're going to see Sausage Party, right?"
She suggests that.
It's just like I live my life in sausage parties. I don't need to go to one.
I'm living it. Yeah, dude. So, okay, let's hear this. Out of a 10, what would you give that movie?
Oh man, like I want to say 10, but it's not a 10.
I'd say 8.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 8. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Dude, I might even give it a 9 just because of the Terminator reference.
See, I want to give it a 10 just because of, and maybe you can tell me what it is, but there's a food product in there that's the Nazis.
Oh, they're like sauerkraut.
Was it so? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Because
sure. Yeah.
Strictly because they make the joke, we want to exterminate the juice.
Yeah, the juice. And they're like, what did we ever do with the juice? Oh my god.
Oh, I keeled over. Like, we're sitting in one of those chairs where, you can kind of cuddle, and we're like positioned where she's on my shoulder, and that happens, and I audibly like jolt forward and start laughing. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, it's so anybody doesn't know the premise of the movie, it's very racist, but I feel like in the whole super politically correct world right now, it's something good to have. I don't know, it's just you need it every once in a while, just get it out of your system. But holy crap, was it funny. Every food or fruit or product in the grocery store has its own personality. Like the bagel is a Jewish guy who's always fighting with the pita bread, who's Syrian, and they fight over their aisle space. Oh my god! Like Jerusalem, it is the best thing ever. And then they find common ground amongst the hummus, or the hummus. Oh my god!
Yeah, I didn't realize it was Edward Norton that was playing the bagel.
Yeah, Edward Norton voicing a bagel. Like,
and it sounds nothing like him because he does like a voice, like a Jewish kind of accent.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the credits. I was like, that was Edward Norton? I was wondering who he was.
Yeah, they showed him in the movie. They said at the end of the movie, yeah, they show him. It's crazy. But dude, oh my god, the Terminator reference with the chewing gum. The chewing gum is basically Stephen Hawking, and he gets shot, and then he forms back together, and it does a da 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 da, the Terminator theme music, and I was like, you get a round of applause for that, sir. That was fantastic.
The unperishables were my favorite part, though.
Oh yeah, the unperishables, because they've seen some shit, man. They've been around so long.
Yeah, and the one that was playing the Native American.
Yeah.
And they're smoking the pipe.
Yeah.
He says something along the lines of like, "Oh, we're so high right now. Like, fuck a guy high."
It's like, who came up with that joke?
I was like, what?
Yeah, that was kind of the reaction of the theater. Everybody was just like, what? Wait, did he say that? And everybody's looking at him like, what?
And I apologize to anybody that was in that theater with me because I was so loud when I was laughing because I just couldn't control it.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and when they're fighting back against the humans, and they're like, "Go get them, fruit!" and they start doing like a musical number. So good. And the ending starts like breaking the fourth wall, where they take a portal, they Stargate portal to another dimension where they're gonna go find Seth Rogen and probably kill him or something.
Yeah, because they find out that they're actually a cartoon.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy at the end, especially the huge fruit and vegetable orgy. That was kind of weird.
Oh my god, that is like my new favorite sex scene in a movie. Because before that, it was Team America: World Police.
Yeah, that was funny too. Yeah,
and it's about as ridiculous as that.
Yeah, it was almost like you were watching South Park. Yeah, I suggested anyone. I was telling all the guys at work about it. I'm like, this you got to go watch it. It is. I still, even I've seen that potato scene like 5 times in the trailers, but I watch it. I still cracked up in the theater like they're washing the potato off, and he's like, "Oh, the pipes are singing." She starts feeling his skin. Oh my god!
It's in the previews, but the line was like, "They're eating children."
Yeah, they're eating children with the baby carrots. Oh, it's so messed up. Yeah, dude, it was definitely a stoner movie. Like they wrote that script when they were high as a kite. It had to be.
They probably just got done working on Preacher and were just like, all right, we can't be sober any longer.
Yeah. We did a ridiculous TV show. Now let's do as ridiculous as we can for movies as well. Wow. Yeah, that was great. I recommend it. It was so much fun. All right, so news. Luke Cage comes out soon, right? September
30th.
September 30th. That's I believe is that the weekend of Hartford Comic-Con? The weekend after? Okay. If anybody was going to be in the Hartford, Connecticut area for Hartford Comic-Con, Chris and I will be walking around buying all the stuff and looking at all the things. Yeah. He will be catching Pokemon. I will be catching hot deals on all the graphic novels. And it was so funny. I remember this. Just a quick story about when we went there last year. Remember, we bought all this because like we buy snacks and stuff, and we're prepared for Comic Cons now. But like we go to walk in, we're worried that we went back to the car and dropped off our Red Bulls and stuff because we thought they were going to take them from us when we walked through. And then I kept a few snacks in my backpack, and they didn't even check the bags coming in, and there were signs that say like no food and drinks in. I'm like, son of a gun. I'm like, we could. So now this year we know, even if it says no food or drinks, you bring all the food and drinks you want in your backpack because they're not even looking for food and drinks. She looked right over my food and drinks, and I was like, yeah, whatever, go ahead. They just want to look. They're looking for bombs is all they're looking for.
Yeah, especially out that way. I mean, okay. When I went to PAX a few times, that's like the number one thing because I was right near that Boston bombing.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there was a confirmation of Supergirl and Flash crossing over, and it being one of the episodes will be a musical episode. Why are you upset? Why does this upset you? I don't understand.
Why do you have to ruin things I like?
Listen, there's a good way they can do this. First, I heard
a good way they can do it.
Listen to me. I heard there's a way Joss Whedon might be involved. I mean, Dr. Horrible is pretty awesome. Okay, hold on. Hear me out on this. If they bring Music Meister into the episode, and that's how he does it, like he hits him with a music shot, and they have to sing a number, dude. Come on, like you're gonna make Music Meister a villain, dude. I don't care. I'm excited. It's never been done on TV before.
A musical episode?
No, I mean like a comic book musical episode.
Oh, I just I don't really like musicals. There's
No?
exceptions, obviously, but like whenever a TV show does that and they do like one episode that's the musical episode, I always just like, especially if I'm watching it on like Netflix, I'm just like, all right, next episode, because I just can't do
Yeah.
it.
Well, I can, so I'm gonna eat it up.
And everybody's like, oh, but Joss Whedon's doing it. It's like, I'm sorry, I'll take all the criticism. I didn't like Buffy, so you can
Oh,
tell me that
I
he's
never got
doing
into
it.
Buffy either, but have you watched Dr. Horrible's was that what his Dr. Horrible's musical thing?
I know you're talking about no, because the word
Oh.
musical is in it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Neil Patrick Harris, Nathan Fillion. But anyways, I'm excited about it. And I also heard that the new Flash villain, who's a speedster, surprise,
Go
is
figure.
they said he's like an ancient guy who like got his powers from the gods or something. I don't know. He's going to be different than all the other villains as to like his origin and how he's been around for a longer time, kind of like Apocalypse or something. I forgot what they named him, but that's along the lines of what he's going to be.
I was hearing rumors of Black Flash being the villain.
Yeah, I mean, his suit is, I think it's black and red.
Yeah.
Either
Oh,
way.
that's fuck. He was just in the Justice League comic.
Black Racer.
Yeah, Black Racer.
Yeah, well, I think they're doing his costume. I don't know if, yeah, I mean, it would make sense if he's an older villain, like at the dawn of, like if he is Death himself, that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be sweet.
If they say Black Racer, they get a 10 out of 10 for the season. If the words Black Racer are uttered by anybody on that show,
I'll forgive the musical episode. I won't watch it, but I'll forgive it.
Chris will forgive it. Also, the Top has been casted. The Flash villain on the Top.
I'm out. I'm done.
Which we'll save for a crappy villain of the week, but
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I think they're making the Top female, which I don't have a problem with. It's usually a male character, but whatever. And yeah, I think the moral of the story is they're bringing the Top, so awesome. If they start building his rogues gallery, I can't wait.
I heard not Weather Wizard. Mirror Master was cast.
Yes. Oh, dude. Mirror Master is one of my favorite villains.
Which, if they do like the rogues, oh my god, please do it. All of them together.
Just like yes, and do an episode just all about the rogues, like
do like multiple episodes all about the rogues,
like the whole POV episode of the animated series. Just do an episode of like them talking about how they almost caught Flash or something.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Kevin Smith has been confirmed to be directing an episode of Supergirl.
Good for him.
Which is awesome. So let's talk about some comics, I guess. Want to talk about comic books?
Sure.
So I went through previews earlier today, and caught my eye was Miller and Greg Capullo, the sort of a team up that book will be, and wow, it looks awesome because Greg Capullo is fantastic.
Couple up and comers right there.
Age guys that nobody's heard of. Obviously, Greg Capullo drew New 52 Batman. He did Spawn previously before that, Kazar, all that stuff. Nobody knows him for Kazar, though. Mark Miller he does a lot of stuff. And I don't think I've ever read anything by Mark Miller that I did not enjoy. So, team up book of what happened. Where do you go when you die? It's like a sci-fi book about what happens when you die, which is it's going to be crazy.
I'm all for it.
And some of the art they show is just like it's going to get really weird really quickly. Also in the previous book, Max Landis, who did Superman, American Alien, and he did a bunch of other books too, but that's the only one I've read that I really enjoyed by him. And the art by Giuseppe, who did Amazing Spider-Man. they're doing a book. It's like almost like a folklore about knights, and the art looks fantastic. It's called Green Valley, which I'll probably be picking that book up too. And then Image had a bunch of other really cool books in there. One written by Brian Azzarello.
Moonshine.
Yeah, Moonshine, which that looks like an old gangster style book, which looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's those are the two that caught my eye. Obviously, there's DC's putting out a bunch of books. That whole Young Animal thing, which I really don't understand yet. I got to read into more like DC's Young Animal. I think they're just reverting to Gerard Way.
Yeah.
It's weird because they put those books at the front of the preview section. It's like first two books I've never even heard of, and then the third one is Doom Patrol. I'm like, I'm getting the Doom Patrol book, but whether or not anyone else cares about Doom Patrol, I'm like, if there's a few Rebirth books that'll fail, these might be the ones.
I was all for a new Doom Patrol until they announced that Gerard Way is going to be a part of it.
You don't like his writing?
No.
Oh. I'm going to pick up the first couple Doom Patrols just to see how it is.
Yeah.
So I read Batman #5, which I think is the end of this first story arc by Tom King. And holy crap, it was just awesome. Alfred puts on the bat suit. And
finally, it's been so long.
And he like challenges basically a guy who has like Superman abilities, and Batman's like, I'm here, and he's like, oh, thank goodness. So he like jumps. He's fighting this guy with superhuman abilities, so he like crashes a plane into him, crashes the bat plane into him, and just hammers down on him, and it's so awesome. And it ends with Gotham and Gotham Girl. Gotham Girl kills Gotham, and they say like, and that's the beginning to when I killed Batman or something like that, which is like, oh no, now I got to read the next book because how does that happen? They got me. So dude, Tom King gets it, man. Like and the whole thing with Psycho Pirate is awesome. Like he gets the fan base, and he can write. He's just awesome. And obviously David Finch doing the art is fantastic. All the other Rebirth books I'm enjoying. What else did I read lately? Wonder Woman, Paper Girls. Paper Girls is crazy. I picked up this book. I'm sure you picked this up.
Yes, I haven't read it yet though.
There's a book for Kevin Smith's new movie, Yoga Hosers. It's produced by Dynamite. The Colleens Collide. It's a prequel comic to his new movie, Yoga Hosers, about two girls who work in a like a quickie mart kind of place, and they fight monsters, or they will fight monsters. So it's pretty good. Bratzies. 3 foot tall Nazi bratwurst called Bratzies is what the movie's about.
And, thank God for that.
Yes, thank God. We need that in our lives. That's pretty much all I got to talk about comic-wise. What about you?
Justice Gods Among Us, Year 5, number 16 came out.
Yeah, and?
That book is continuously fantastic. Just more goodness there. I Hate Fairyland, number 8.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Great book. I mean, I love me some Scotty Young. I also just picked up the Scotty Young Thanos statue.
Ooh, let's see it. Where is it?
It is right behind here, sitting next to Stan Lee.
It's a statue. Dude, he's holding a balloon. Mini Thanos holding a balloon.
With death on it.
That is so cool.
Waiting for my cap to come in next, but so yeah, I love Scotty Young. I Hate Fairyland has just been a great book. It continues to get more and more ridiculous. There's even a scene in here where they go into an arcade machine, and Gertrude has to fight essentially all the video game characters you know and love. They don't actually say names, but like they show a guy that looks like Mario, and they show a Super Saiyan. And
Really?
yeah,
That's awesome.
if you're not reading this book, read it.
Yeah, I'm buying it in trades. That's how I
Yeah.
heard it.
Captain America, Sam Wilson, number 12. Book has been really good. It's kind of political. It does kind of get into the whole police brutality and um, urban black cultures or areas, and they use the AmeriCops as the stand-in for the police in this. And obviously, it's a little over the top because it's a comic book, but it's really good. Has a lot of comments about um, uh, profiling in America and what it means to be black in America. And then most importantly, U.S. agent shows up at the end.
Is that a character?
Yes, as the guy who took over for Steve while he was in ICE as Captain America, and then became a secret agent with the government known as U.S. agent, and he's essentially Captain America except his costume is black.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really
Go ahead.
You're reading Paper Girls, right?
No.
Brian K. Vaughan is amazing. Paper Girls number 8. It's if anyone has seen Stranger Things on Netflix. Have you seen Stranger Things?
No.
You need to watch Stranger Things. I know you've seen everybody posting about it. Probably.
Yes. I heard it's the best adaptation of Earthbound on TV.
Of Earthbound?
Yeah.
Like the like Ness?
Yes.
I didn't know the story of Earthbound, so I don't know. You'll have to catch me up on this later. But Paper Girls is like the 80s, the 80s thriller kind of thing where it involves time travel now, and the book, they're these girls who deliver papers. Obviously, they're paper girls, not paper boys. And they find their future version of themselves, and the book ends with like a portal opens and like a message comes through that says "Don't trust your older self," it's a pretty big cliffhanger. And really quick, are you reading Wonder Woman? You are, right?
Yes, but I'm behind.
Oh, okay. Then I won't talk about it. I'm just gonna say Wonder Woman 4. We finally get the invisible jet, and the way they bring the invisible jet is awesome. So it's not cheesy. It's like it has meaning to it of how an invisible jet gets to Paradise Island. It's really tasteful way of doing it.
Cool.
As far as comic book origins and comic book explanations go, it's pretty good.
You heard me talk about this next book a few weeks ago because I picked up the first issue late. But the second issue came out of Black Hammer.
Oh yes, yep.
I was reading that.
I like the covers.
I'm getting that's not like the real covers. I'm getting the retro covers.
Oh, okay.
I like the way they look. They're using Golden Age JSA-esque characters to tell the story. And this issue is about essentially Shazam.
Oh,
it's
man.
A girl who gets the power.
Yeah. So Mary Marvel.
But instead of turning her into an older woman, like Shazam was a boy that turned into an older man.
Yeah.
It goes reverse, actually. She stays the age that she was when she got the powers.
Oh.
So now she's like a 50-something-year-old woman stuck in a 8-year-old's body.
What?
And it's pretty fantastic because you get to see an 8-year-old like drinking gin, smoking cigarettes, and being all pissy about being so old.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the story's really good. It's keeping enough back that you don't really know what's going on, but you're intrigued enough because the characters seem so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you of all people should check this book out.
Is it who's publishing it? Image?
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse? Okay, I'll probably have to I'll get that one in a trade, I think. Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Anything involving the JSA or anything like the JSA I get into.
Jeff Lemire can't go wrong.
Oh yeah. He's a great writer. So I think it's about that time.
Shitty villain time?
Yeah, shitty villain, definitely.
Okay.
Chris had mentioned this to me earlier in the day. I had no idea who he was talking about, but just the name that he said, I realized that it was going to be a pretty crappy villain.
So I had to pick a Marvel villain because we don't do many Marvel villains.
Yeah, that's why I had you pick him, because I just always default to DC, so I'll let you.
And most people won't know him by this name, but we are doing Paste Pot Pete.
Paste Pot Pete. His name is an alliteration, so I mean it was definitely created by Stan Lee, right? Is that
yes.
Yep,
Stan Lee
so,
and Jack Kirby.
Stan Lee loves those alliterations.
You all know him as Trapster. He caught my eye when I was researching because of his abilities as Paste Pot Pete. So we're going to talk more about Paste Pot Pete than anything. But his name is Peter. He was born in Gary, Indiana. Originally called himself Paste Pot Pete, and the villain and professional criminal clashed with the Human Torch. Now we're talking about World War II Human Torch, not Fantastic Four Human Torch.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was trying to sell American missiles to the Soviets.
Yeah. Typical villain stuff.
Let's see. After he was jailed, he teamed up with Wizard in an effort to trump his youthful foe, Human Torch. However, Paste Pot Pete was angered over Wizard acting as the team's leader.
So, are you going to tell us his origin? I don't think you told us his origin. Why is it?
I am looking for it right now.
I have it right here. It says, after having discovered a highly effective adhesive,
yes, yeah.
Peter Petruski turned to crime as Paste Pot Pete. So he just shoots glue he shoots Elmer's glue at people.
Yes, he does.
Oh no! Why? Why is it? This is worse than Condiment King. We found one. Powers.
He was the former prime minister of Latveria.
Oh well, there you go. He just went rogue. Man, if I had to be the prime minister of Latveria, I'd be shooting glue at people too. Wow. Trying to get people not to leave his country. His powers: utilized a number of glue guns and traps. Scientific genius.
So after Civil War, when he was now the Trapster, he appeared as a member of the Frightful Five.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to hear who the other 4 Frightful Five were?
Yeah, we got to hear this. Who accompanies Paste Pot Pete or the Trapster?
Claw.
Claw is pretty bad.
Titania.
That's a pretty cool name.
Wizard. Yeah, because...
Yeah, he whizzes.
And... that's the Wizard.
My bad.
And one of my personal favorite of all time Spider-Man villains, Hydro Man. Everybody's favorite summertime villain, Hydro Man.
Wait a second. So they had a guy that could shoot water and a guy that could shoot glue at people teamed up.
Yes. Why?
Why? I don't know. I don't know if people have experienced this. When you go to tape things with adhesives, a lot of them are trumped by water. So, like, you spray glue and water at someone, there's a high chance that it won't work.
All right, he's not my favorite villain.
Why?
Okay. After MODOK Superior had revived other members following the fight with the Sinister Six, he makes room for the Trapster to join up with them.
Yeah.
Their meeting was interrupted, though, by none other than Deadpool.
Of course.
Who tried to sink the ship they were on, only for the Trapster to defeat Deadpool. Suck it, Deadpool. You got beat by Paste Pot Pete.
Wait. Paste Pot Pete defeats Deadpool? I don't think I've ever seen Deadpool kills the Avengers. How does he... What? You heard it here first. Paste Pot Pete wins over Deadpool.
Wait.
It says, hold on. It says that he fought the Human Torch. He once helped the Avengers find a solvent for Baron Zemo's adhesive X in return for time off a jail sentence. So they're like, wait, who knows a lot about adhesives? Paste Pot Pete does. Let's ask him about something that'll dissolve the adhesive. Oh my god.
Well, after his first encounter with Human Torch, he got away by pasting himself to a wing of a plane.
No, he didn't. You'll never catch me. He just glues himself to a plane. like a Mission Impossible Tom Cruise style. He's just stuck to the side of a plane. Oh no. But then he doesn't realize there's a temperature where the adhesive freezes and crumbles, and he just breaks off and falls. Oh man, we need a Paste Pot Pete.
I really hope that our friend Pat is listening to this, because guess what, Pat? Paste Pot Pete beat Deadpool.
Yeah, he has a trump card, and that's Paste Pot Pete. Squirt glue at Deadpool, and apparently you win. Oh my god. Well, there you have it. Paste Pot Pete, the crappy villain of the week. Yeah, I think that's a good note to end on.
Oh man.
Well, Fortress of Comic News. You can subscribe to us and like our videos on YouTube, please. Give us.
Yes, we need subscribes on YouTube. So if people could please subscribe and share with your friends.
Yeah, sharing is caring, and even if you just listen to us on iTunes, it would help out so much if you don't even need to watch us on YouTube. Just subscribe, like him, or even share him on Facebook. If you could share the page.
Yes, and I am doing more with the YouTube channel, including getting trailers on the channel the best I can within our means.
Yep.
Because I don't want to piss anyone off and get copyright claims.
Yeah.
That get us kicked off. We did get a copyright claim on the one video, but I'll explain that to you later.
Okay.
But so I'm trying to do more with it, more than just the show. So there are reasons to come to the channel, more than just seeing our beautiful faces. Yeah, I would really appreciate it if people would subscribe.
Yeah. For that, obviously, iTunes, if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a good rating and talk something well about us. Google Play, Stitcher, all that good stuff. You can find him at Twitter as...
I am now Fortress News Chris.
Fortress News Chris. I need to make a new Twitter handle then. So don't follow me yet. I'm going to make a new one, apparently. I was not informed of this.
I think it's safe for you to be Fortress News Mike. I don't think anyone else will have that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Fortress News Mike might be safe. So look for us there. We'll start
Fortress News Pod is the podcast Twitter.
When we go to cons, we'll probably start trying to live tweet when we're at cons as much as we can.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with Chris. I know he's hard to listen to sometimes. So thanks for that.
Apparently, I laugh obnoxiously. So if you see me in a movie theater, just walk out because you're not going to have a good time.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys and gals.
Have a good one.